Hello beautiful people wherever you are, welcome back again to the road. I've been getting much of the calls and how to do this kind of the video to come out. So as much of the people will have to understand the real functional way, the real thing that's just onto the ground, the real way of us to make it happen. Because I'm getting a little bit calls here, and you have to understand that I talked about one of the village, people have to be made squatters. And I made that video because people wanted to understand what's really popping out at this kind of the rate, what's really coming out at this kind of the rate also, and what is really meant when we talk about this kind of a sphere, and the way forward is how. Let me say this. Don't think about they're going to be throwing me into pogroms. They think about, I've been getting much of the calls. People are talking about Gintu. Is it real that that village going to be squatterized? What I can say is that village is in danger. And it's in a way that big fish want to get this kind of the impromptu and think about they're gonna be making their own things to come out. And I've already shown much of the things how they occur. Let them not call that, oh, Gintu, how is everything here and there. I've already done it. Whoever wants now to go to details and more books should just read, go to internal books, internalize, and understand what does Gintu mean. Because that village is in danger. If the title deeds are no longer out, if everything is no longer out, and also sometimes we are having a defect of parents, a defect of people who can internally understand the properties they have, but they cannot. So they leave the children into a fear also. Right now, Mogesi, they're going to be getting out. Ernesto, they're going to be getting out. Pasi is part of the program also, because the land is now being owned with the Condad. The little fact is, this kind of the E-square we are just moving up to will be dropped into it. We will be drowned into it. We will be answering the questions whenever it will reach a time. Right now, people think about it's a very easy thing. It's a very easy a way of people handling it. But there is a problem. If we are not taken in consideration of how this kind of the things are going to be coming, it's going to be a crooked of the way. It's going to be so worse. Because this kind of the phone calls that are coming in and out, they're just talking about, oh, you understand, it has been this way, it has been that way. For which kind of an essence? That are going to tell us how has it occurred and how is everything getting on. Because I have met, yesterday I was just getting to the hospital. Then I got David Jr. He was having another guy who is just doing the work at, talk about the senior bachelor in the villa there. So he was talking about, oh, you know, Gintu, come I tell you a story. So I'm hearing that things gonna be getting worse. Marwa is looking for you. There's no problem about that one. So they're just looking for Gintu. So as I cannot speak out that kind of the story. I don't know if they want to talk about there's money for them to put for Gintu, I don't know. But the fact is everything should come out. I know they're looking for every alternative to make sure that they're going to be getting Gintu where the tension of Gintu is. I know they're going to be getting the much obsession. They're obsessed that, oh, now Gintu, they have to know this kind of the scenario. Now what is next? So they're going to be talking about, I told them that they might see themselves that they are so bigger but there's a time they will ever come to our own league and they'll need us. So right now they're talking about, oh, Gintu, come we talk. I don't have that kind of the business. And I'm very, very sorry, Marwa. I cannot do it because I understand if we don't join ourselves, it will reach at a time we will be blaming each self. Because already we have the start point of this kind of the journey. And why is it happening? For how long? And it's the way I was ever talking about. If we don't understand, we don't analyze, and we don't know that is this kind of a caliber moving at which kind of the rate. Now they want to be talking about talking to come we talk. No, I'm not like the police officers. Here everything has to go systematic in a way that everybody should know at which rate, at which moment, where do you reach, at which kind of a moment. That is it. But the way of talking about Gintu, I don't think, because even right now, I'm very, very sick. But I can make it, because even yesterday, the videos never came out. And I now understand that it's a strategy of us to get forward. And it's a strategy of them to make sure they're going to be getting where Gintu is. And getting to understand that Gintu, this is what we have to handle at this kind of the moment. I know there are much of the things that we have to iteratively think about, understand, know, and promisely we have to understand it as a strategy. They might be having a strategy of talking about, oh, Gintu, come we talk. So I wanted to know. And I asked, where does he want Gintu to meet with them? Because I can never meet at their places there, because I know they need Gintu in a way that they're going to be silencing me. I know. Much of the people right now, they have that kind of a problem of talking about, oh, can I get Gintu? How can I do this so as I can just get Gintu at this kind of the rate of the moment, or at this kind of the way. They are looking forward for that. But the good fact is I'm not interested with anybody talking about either Marwa, whatever. Because the day I was filming the videos, me and Ernesto at Percy's place there, I eventually saw the Congrats dad came and listened to what I was speaking. At that point, I was talking to Ernesto that, you know, you're going to be put as squatters. And I was telling him that this is squattership we are talking about right now. It's in a way that you'll ever claim that, oh, I was born here, my father was born here, I don't know, whatever. It's like whenever the government wants to evacuate much of the people, they talk about, oh, you know, I was born here, I was done what. So right now that village should be so punctual. I started it. And now Mogezi, they should now understand that Gintu started it, now they have to finish it. If they don't venture into such, they're going to be finding things going to be rough. What do I mean at that kind of the juncture? That village is a village of shenanigans. Very bad habits are just occurring. Very bad immenseness are just occurring in a strategy of simple people whom much of the things that whenever they're going to be coming out, we have to think critically that now our ancestral land is going. Much of the boys now are selling lands. Why are they selling? Who told them to sell? That is what is causing much of the instances that are very crucial right now. And if you have to understand the real statement of ourselves, we have to think critically and go into it. And now it's Mogesi and Ernesto to understand, put their parents together, understand that are their lands, and why are they selling much of the lands? Because of this kind of the krakatoos, the demagogues of the day. It's going to be a very big defect coming out at that kind of the time. Keep it tuned. Coming back with much of the more coming on right now. Hello beautiful people wherever you are. It has been a long time since the update never came yesterday because of some 2-3 shenanigans that have been already antagonizing my body a little bit, because I'm still a little bit sick. But I think everything gonna be getting very fantastic at this kind of the brim point. And I salute much of the people still tuned and they're asking about, oh Gintu, where have you just moved to? And I just are getting the brim point up to. So right now everything is just getting good, and everything is just running characteristically good as it had been oriented to be. And already yesterday we had the fundraising that was held onto this kind of the field here, and so many people democratized. I talk about it was very fantastic, and also much of the people talked about, oh Gintu, we're going to be helping you to move forward. Also the much of the contribution came as we had to get forward everything the way it had been regional, so as we can just make sure that everything is getting forward very characteristically good. So as far as everything is in concern, we're going to be having another moment for us to share here, so as you can just understand what's really popping out, because most of the people have missed this kind of the time, or always coming out at this kind of the brief point here. I appreciate at the moment, and also appreciate the way forward. I'm coming from hospital right now, and you can even see I've been put this kind of stuff here. Since yesterday even I never posted. It was a little bit a problem to me, and also right now even speaking gonna be a problem a little bit, but I think I'm gonna be talking less, so you can just make sure that everything is just moving very fantastic here. But we have to make sure that everything is happening. So much of the people are still coming, and much of the people are having this kind of the way forward, because we want to be making it happen. There's no much of the crazy moments, the crazy time again and again and again, but we have to get forward as far as everything, as far as everything was in concern, and everything is just getting forward at this kind of the point. So the good fact is from my home there we have much of the music that is just getting there, and we have to absolutely talk about we're going to be getting a place where it's just a little bit no much of the noises that are going to be evolving and coming from. So that's the good fact about it. So here guys, as yesterday it was a fundraising day, and much of the people democratized. We just got money, and not that we ever exceeded the expectation, but we were about to reach the expectation, and we never reached it more powerfully. But we have to make sure that we are just cutting and cutting some of the expenditures how it should be needed at this kind of the time. That is the way we have to talk about right now, and everything is just getting good, and everything is just moving smoothly. So as far as everything is in concern, I was talking about I'm coming from the hospital a little bit. Even the sound right now, it's not coming out authentically, because I've got much of talk about malaria, and also talk about too much of you can understand. So I'm having a little bit problem here, but everything has to go on as usual, as we have just planned it to go, and that is the way we have to make it happen. So today is our Saturday. There's not much of the work to do here, but I hope tomorrow it will be a day we are just going to the morgue and make sure that we're coming with my dad at home, so as you can just make sure that you are arresting him in internal pieces. Talk about getting arrest where necessary. It's gonna be so fantastic here, and everything is just absolutely good. We have ever been talking about how we're gonna be getting this kind of the point forward, how we're gonna be getting this other point forward, and how we're gonna be analyzing everything to get to the brim point here. So as everything is just in concern, we have to understand this kind of the reiterative point that everybody right now, you can understand, it was my dad, and we are still having that kind of a way that is it the truth, or we are just guessing, because we are so combined, we are so closer to each other, and at this kind of the moment we are no longer at each together, because that's how life is. That's how the life is, and we have to understand that is the life, and we have to get forward with it. So I'm coming back to this kind of the point right now. Let me get much of the water a little bit here, because I'm having so much of the dryness of my esophagus here. So let me come back. Guys, after the contribution, I think for my father's burial ceremony, we have 2 days which are bigger days. Talk about going to the morgue and also the burial day. And also we have just talked about my father was a very known person with so many friends and so many people attached onto the ground. So we decided as a family also to make sure that we're going to be having 2 cows for the slaughter, and to make sure that everything is so fantastic here. Tomorrow, which is getting the body from the morgue, we're going to be slaughtering 1, and the day of the burial ceremony, we're going to be slaughtering another 1. And because so many people, we're expecting more than 700 visitors to approach, and also we're going to be having as many people as possible for this kind of the vacation. And also this is the 1 cow that is already brought here, and it's a very big bowl to make sure that they're going to be getting much of talk about it's healthy enough. And it's today is on Sunday. We get to the market there a little bit, and they bought that kind of a cow, and another one is here to make sure that we're going to be selecting which one we're going to be starting and finishing a point where how is it. So here in the tradition and the customs, we have to understand very fantastic, because everything is good, and also the budget has to be budgeted, because we consider to understand that there are much of still boys who are no longer in school. They have to go back to school, and also we have to remain with something small so that it can just boost even the families here. Also, we have used a lot of money to cater for this kind of the movement, talk about the burial movement. So every day, every time, we're just being drained because it's our home. We're going to be having much of the visitors here and there. We have the committee, it's already set, and we cannot talk about yes, the committee is there. The second cow is here. This is the second cow here that's gonna be this one gonna be slaughtered today and then at night. So as tomorrow it's gonna be so fantastic for us to get forward with the way of getting forward. So the good thing is that we have to understand that after the budget was just done, talk about the fundraising, we have not that we just raised a lot of money, but we never attained the target, but at least we're going to be having a 3/4 of the target that was just reached. And also we talk about we have to cut a little bit things, so as we can just cut for much of the things how they always occur, at which kind of the rate, and at how we have to handle this kind of the things, because we cannot talk about, oh, now we have to eat after eat and do whatever, and we leave that we don't understand that we have we can talk about we have much of the things to occur at the grassroots here, as we have Sigano to go back to school. We have my father had 2 wives, and also right now I know the condition they are right now. So also the family should just get a little bit small thing that are going to be remaining. That is how the nature is. They should not go out right now. There's nothing at home right now, because people have ate. You understand, sometimes you have harvested your own maize. You understand the family you have, and now you get at a point such kind of a tragedy had occurred. So it will just reach at a point whereby we have to understand that the food that was there, now much of the people have accommodated. So it has just been used a whole of it. Now we have to plan at itself for whenever they're going to be getting out of the home. So we shall have 0 food remaining here. So they'll not live that way, because they know that the food is no longer available. We should remain with something small. Talk about the 2 wives, my mom and my stepmother. They have to understand that this is how the scenario is. So as far as everything is in concern, everything is going good, and I'll just be propagating and getting everything the way it is, and giving you the authentic caliber of the moment to understand that things are moving so fantastic at this kind of the rate, and we are still surviving. Like me, I've been hit with much of the sickness, talk about malaria, but I think I've just got much of the treatment and I'm just recovering a little bit here. So thank you very much for the people who just contribute and talked about talking to get that and just put as my contribution. I talk about I honor your dignity, and I'm very, very proud of you and everybody who has been part of the program to make it happen, because it's not easy, and you have to understand really it's not easy at this kind of the rate for us to have this. We have to keep ourselves strong enough, and we move forward. And also much of the people, how they always occur to talk about is how can we just improve ourselves, be strong, hate ourselves here. And even my sound, it's just breaking a little bit. It's because of talk about I've been attacked with the tonsils and something like that one. So my sound gonna be getting out, sometimes gone, sometimes, but we have to understand that how everything is just coming. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. I'm gonna be updating you much about what's really popping out from the village and how the things are just moving at this kind of the Esquire, and we make it happen. From this kind of the point, I talk about I appreciate your moment, and let's get forward and let's break. This is the courtesy. Thank you very much. Let's log in. Hello, beautiful people. Early in the morning here a little bit. We're gonna be having much of the job starts here. We have much of the things just continue at this kind of the sector. We're gonna be starting this kind of the video at this kind of the point. We have today's today. Tomorrow gonna be another day, as we are just starting this kind of a caribou of the moment here. We have man slaughter man here. Everything is so fantastic, guys. It's early in the morning. We're gonna be starting this kind of the video here. We have much of the meats here. Hi. Everything is good. So exactly, guys, and we're gonna be having this kind of the section. It's early in the morning to Comaveras. Exactly, today is on Monday. We're gonna be having getting the body from the morgue here, and everything is just prepared. As far as everything is in concern, I've never been posting a little bit here for a while because of I've been so sick, and I can just alliteratively talk about it's the way of us to get forward, because always it's there, it's always there, and much more intentions to talk about whenever the sickness is coming. Already I have I don't know how they call it here. I don't know how they call it. I have this kind of a stuff here, so you can understand how I don't know how the medications are just called such kind of a way, but everything is so fantastic. I've just talked about this is a well good day, and I talk about thank you very much for everybody who just contributed to Gintu, and we reached the target, and also everything is just continuing as the budgeted. Talk about we had the committee, how it planned, and everything was just ongoing. So everything is so squeezed, and everything is just protruding well. But the good thing is as far as everything is just continuing here, we have this kind of a better moment to talk about. Also, they should consider that the home should not remain vacant, and that is it. So it has taken much of the time from just I came out because of some of 2-3 sicknesses here, but I'm just today I'm feeling a little bit good, and even I think the sound is sounding a little bit better because yesterday it was sounding like I was like a frog inside the water, so I was croaking, but today everything is so extraordinary and extra prodigious, very fantastic at this kind of the moment here. So everything is just going good, and I thank the living God has prompted to give us this kind of the day. We have been waiting for it. It's not just a simple way until we reach this kind of the day to get the body from the morgue. So we are just preparing. Much of the video is going to be coming to you live one-on-one from the transport until we come back to the station, which is my home here. And tomorrow will be now arresting Mr. Patrick Sigano in a good way in his own home, internal home, that we're going to be staying there for the entire life. Exactly. So that's the way we're gonna be making it happen. So the preparations are starting because much of the people have to eat. Breakfast is gonna be there, and people have to eat also to make sure that before they could just go to the morgue, they should have been eating, and everything is just arranged, and everybody has been given the mandate in which kind of the sector and which kind of the position he should stand to make sure that everything is running. So I think everything is propagated good, and And I appreciate because it's much of other people who just talked about, oh, Gintu, we're going to be supporting you in terms of this, in terms of that one, and everything is such good. So even talk about the shirts, I think I've just paid for much of the things, because right now everybody is crying about the economy, and everybody's looking about, oh, Gintu, can you just talk something about how can we get this kind of the shirts, ABCD? That's the way forward. And I've paid for this kind of the shirts, talk about the rest in peace shirts, so as you can just have one code as brothers also. That's gonna be so fantastic at that kind of the rate. And whoever feels that you can just support Gintu, you can support, so as you can just groove together as a team. That is the best way for us to go. And alternatively, I talk about that is the best moment ever possible that's gonna be coming out at that kind of the rate. So I think also we're gonna be having as many people as possible who gonna be coming to check on 2-3 movements. Talk about my father was being known in a very large area. Talk about he was an agriculturalist. He was much of the things going to be coming out, and that is the best way I will ever talk about. I'll call you, no problem. So that's the way I'm also talking about. Hey, much of the people have been harvesting maize, guys. So you understand, we have fire there. You can even see maize has been harvested from the road here. You can see. Hey, they are now looking like the way I was ever burning much of the talk about. I was burning bricks there, and the Gashaga, they were eating maize like monkeys. But everything is so possible. We have to get forward. So this is the field already. It's just maintained to make sure they're gonna be holding much of the people. I think the car park gonna be this kind of the home down, and also some of them will just go to my home there. We're going to be having a little space that it's going to be handling this kind of the jam of the vehicles, because we're going to be experiencing more than 800 people to 1,000, and I think this kind of the field is going to be enough. We have for the retail fact that are going to be having, I think we have 4 tents that are going to be coming, and also we're going to be using also the natural shelter, like the 3 shelters here, to make sure that people are going to be sitting. But this kind of the field is going to be full until it's in the brim. That is the point, because even the fundraising day, this kind of the field was full until we talked about, oh my living God, whenever now it comes to the burial day, what going to be it be. So the good fact is that everything comes with its own consequences and also the impact. Talk about maybe positive or negative. That is it, and we have to absolutely talk about it. That is the way we have to get forward at this kind of the point. And I appreciate because much of the people have condoled with us, much of the people have talked about Gintu, ABCD. We appreciate, and we talk about we have to go forward. I understand not much of the YouTubers are contributed. I understand it's because of the economy is so bad, everybody's crying east, west and south, and I talk about whoever contributed. I appreciate, and I talk about thank you very much for your opportunity. But right now everybody now has seen the real fact about who are this kind of the YouTubers, at which kind of the rate. Some people think about, oh, whenever Gintu is not hand in hand with Marwa, they think about, oh, what they have to do is they will never contribute, or they will never do ABCD, because I think maybe Marwa will talk about even death doesn't have stupidity like that one. Death doesn't knock into your door that, oh, can, somebody is there, can. Nah, it doesn't have that one. So whenever you are just talking about, oh, it's only that, oh, because you are supporting Marwa, you are not supporting the other team, and you talk about, oh, you cannot contribute, you cannot do whatever, that is a stupid call of the highest order. But it's only willingly, because nobody is forcing anyone to do it. But I'm telling you, we have just seen, because even me, I'm targeting, because it will reach at a time also. It's right now, it's on to me, but tomorrow it's going to be another person. And I talk about things going to be changing, and we should understand that whatever we are just sowing today, they will reap it tomorrow. That is the real factor that everybody has to understand and restatement it very clearly. So I appreciate everybody who has been locked and also supporting to make sure that we are grooving together as a team and maintaining the law and order. Also the whole of this kind of the session talk about disco matanga. Disco matanga is the night it's called the night dances. Nobody has got any kind of the misery injury. Nobody has got much of the correspondent arguments that are no longer available. And I appreciate to the living God, because it's not easy for you to arrange to today, which is bringing the body from the morgue very easily. It could not be that way. You could have heard that, oh, somebody was hit like Safari Rari here, somebody was hit like a Cherokee drum there. So it's something that we appreciate that God has immensely given us a good way of us to tolerate with every kind of an aspect for us to get forward. That is the best way ever possible we can ever talk about at this kind of the rate. But up to right now, guys, I'm not that feeling much better, but I can just talk about it's a way we have to. I'm feeling very cold. That is the little fact that I'm not that I'm so 100% good, but I'm a little bit sick still. Acha, 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 acha. I have malaria, and also I have a little bit of flu, and that has attacked us. Right now, everybody's crying about flu. Everybody's crying about flu. We have to understand. Somebody has been calling me since. I don't know what's the problem. Yes, hello. Yes, hello. Hello. Not speaking exactly. So, guys, yes, hello. Poa sana. Niko fiti. Oh, huyo msee wa kushoot. Huyo unajua hata mimi niko na drone. Hata mimi niko na hiyo drone, niko nazo. Hai. Exactly. So guys, we are talking about we have to get everything, so we're gonna be shooting much of the videos also, and I have a drone also. It's gonna be used in terms of the funeral services, and they're asking about they bring another person with their drone. I talk about, no, I have it, so we're gonna be shooting much of the videos using it. And I was talking about I'm a little bit sick, but everything has to go forward. I understand that I have to be strong enough, because if I could just sleep, and much of the people are doing ABCD outside here to make sure that we are just moving together. So it's a little bit that has affected me. It's not that I think it's much of the stress also, and some of whenever I think about how we were, how close we were, it's something that is always bringing some of the tension. You understand, whenever you could just have lost somebody who is very close to you, you can have much of the moment talk about, oh my living God, why couldn't he say that you're gonna be going before this kind of the match thing could just happen. So it's the point that always I talk about, let's groove with it together and make it happen, and appreciate that is the good nature that we're gonna be getting. So I appreciate much of the people, and also congratulating, it was the Father's Day. Thank you very much. Much of the people wished me much of the Father's Day, and I never had my father here to say that happy Father's Day also, but I talk about it's a way of us to get movement forward, and appreciate that much of the people recognize the presences is always available, and that is the good fact about it. And much of the people have stolen much of the sugar, guys. Sugar canes are now looking like a safari rally here. I understand, because if we have this kind of the moment, always we have much of the people, different stages, different classes, so we can have much of the alternative movement to get forward. I think also much of the fish is they're now turning into black. I think they're now having the stage, which is stage 2, and they're going to be reaching stage 3 for us to have the fish stocked there. Exactly. So that is the best way for us to get forward. And also, guys, we are experiencing much of we are having much of the people, very many people are always coming to condole every day at night. There are people who are sleeping up to the morning, yeah. And it's a way of how are you relating with people, how are you making it with people. I know right now in every kind of the village we are having so many funerals. Talk about even Chef Matiko up here. They have also the funeral. Talk about from that kind of the point I talk about if you have funeral like the way we are here at my home, we are having funeral. Talk about Chef Matiko, they have a funeral, so we cannot go there to talk about it's gonna be handled. No, to the culture and the norms, it doesn't allow such kind of the way or alternatively a point of talking about you can just go to funerals at a time. The nature cannot revive, and it doesn't entail for you to go such kind of the way. So it's a point of correction whereby I don't know why the ancestors said it that way, because to the real fact that I know, you cannot get like the way we are having funeral and they have funeral. You cannot come, you cannot go, you cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve two of the funerals, and that is what the ancestors talk about. You'll have because this family we are black right now, and the other family they are black. Much of the other family, whenever you have a funeral, it means that now that family is black. That's how it's called. So there's no black and black will ever meet, because you'll now be something that maybe you will be night. So it's something that it has been abolished. So we have to finish one after each, and that is why you see you can never find much of the people from the other side coming to this side. But I understand much of the people, young generation, they don't understand. They're gonna be coming here, eat, and they go there, eat whatever they need is eating. But that is nature. We have to understand the young generation when they grow. That is the real fact. And I think I've put much of the legacy. Right now, as far as everything is in concern, we are having as many people as possible coming to share and also talk about Let Me Go. You understand, it's not a fact that we are having a funeral. There are people who are coming to check how is the condition there, how is everything at that kind of the moment. And the little fact that I'm going to be talking is whenever they are coming here, they are also they are flabbergasted that, oh my living God. So there's a big, and also much of the people are always talking about, oh, my father had reached at a point where now he's gonna be now eating only, because we were striving to make it happen. So whenever they come and find that the G Castle is standing very standard here, they also talk about, oh, why couldn't Mr. Sigano just relax a little bit and now start eating much of the things now they could just have followed the causeway. But I understand, because even the G Castle here, this kind of the week that has just talk about the week that has just already been completed, the back week. So it was the one that we could just have started the wiring, and also talk about the gypsum boards, which is the ceiling gypsum board. And also talk about the tiling. These are the best ones that we're gonna be talk about engaging in to make sure that the G Castle is getting on and on and on. So to the real fact, we always get forward, and that is the way we have to struggle to make it happen. So I think right now we are just looking forward for our mom, because she's now the remaining person as a parent we have. So we have to make sure that we are progressing very good, and whatever she's gonna be needing, we should be straightforward, and we should be in point to make sure that she's getting whatever she's gonna be needing, so as we can even make her not to be in some sort of way. We understand whenever you lose a partner, it's something which is very weird, and it's gonna be not good looking at that kind of the juncture. So we have to appreciate that God understands why. And I don't know why much of our village here, male people are always dying vigorously, and very many women are just left widows. And I don't know, it has never happened to our home here a little bit. It's the first time we are experiencing it. And also I can just speak about it's something which is it has not been there to our family here a little bit. Like we talk about, it has reached because already now to my grandfather, we have just remained with only one male and two female, who are just only remaining as my aunties. And we have to understand that it's a way of us to get forward. So as we get forward, we will just understand, we will probabulate and understand that this is the strategy for us to go and in which kind of a way. And also right now we are just stressed still, and I know it's gonna be coming good, because we understand how the time is, how the everything is, as well as we can just groove together. And everyone who is praying for us, pray for us much, because this is the hard time ever, and today especially it's the hardest day ever possible, because getting the body from the morgue, it's going to be having much of the cries, much of talk about tears coming out, and every kind of the persons, and much of the people will be terribly, some of them will faint, because my father had holded a very big space to the entire village and the community. As also you have ever heard about people talking about, oh, whenever we are here, we are not having any kind of the stress, because we are at Mkulima's area. Talk about as a farmer. So much of the kales, my father started supplying kales in 1978 until date. So we're going to be having so many kales, and he has oriented us to be part of the forum. Also, even us, we have been practicing it. So we have to entail, and also we have to appreciate the living God, because he has left the legacy, and has left the legitimate legacy people who are going to be making it happen from the back. So I appreciate that kind of the moment, and I talk about, thank you very much, everyone has been tuned and locked in, because we have to groove together as a team and make it happen. So let's get forward, and that is the way for us to go. And appreciate, if you're going to be talking about, we're going to be supporting Gintu in anywhere, because we're going to be having so many visitors who are going to be coming in terms of the burial day, and they're going to be having as many as possible to make sure they're going to be coming to condole with me and also make it happen. So I appreciate, if you're going to be supporting Gintu, you can support Gintu, so we can just groove together as a team. Everyone who has just supported Gintu, kudos, and I talk about may God bless you abundantly, and the Almighty God should just see you and your family very much better. And I appreciate it. Let's get to eternal way of moving forward, and this is the end.